Okay, now the circuit is like this already. This is the circuit. I am going to measure what is the current across this 6 ohm with the ammeter. Okay, with the ammeter. That ammeter is having series resistance. Now, our question is, what will be the reduction in the current? You know, once if you connect the ammeter, there will be the reduction in current by some amount. But what is that reduction that I am going to calculate? Okay, first, before going to that, first calculate the actual current. Okay, what is the actual current? The actual current here I is equal to 30 divided by 3 in parallel with the 6 is 3, sorry, 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, 30 divided by 4. Okay, 30 divided by 4. Now, once if it is 30 divided by 4, okay, then what is this? Something is going wrong, I think. Is it correct? 30, 2 plus 2. Okay, then it is 15 by 2 or 5 by 2, sir. Some problem is there. Correct and parang, yes, somewhere. Please check it with calculator. Okay. Yes, okay. Yes, total current, yes. Total current is 15 by 2, but what I need current here. Okay, now I have calculated the total current. This I will take it as IT. Now, what is the current across the 6 ohm? That is 15 by 2 opposite resistance divided by total resistance. Okay. Now, I think you'll get 5 by 2 ampere. Okay, now, okay, so the actual current is 5 by 2 ampere. Yeah. But I'm going to connect ammeter. Now, what happens? Okay, what is the change? Okay, you connect the ammeter. Once if you connect the ammeter, again, what I told, once if you connect the ammeter, remove the effect of other sources, we'll replace with something else. Okay, because this is 6 ohm and what is the another resistance introduced here? 0.15. Now I'll connect the voltage source here. That voltage value is, okay, the compensated voltage value I have to write. Okay, what is that compensated voltage value? Okay, this is 2 ohm, this is 6 ohm. The compensated voltage value is equal to your original I, that is I 6 ohm. Then what is the change in resistance? Del R. Okay, what is the change in resistance? Now your original I is 5 by 2, this is 0.15. Then finally Vg is equal to 0.375. Okay, so this is 0.375 volt. Now, what is the current? Okay, what is the compensated current? I know the compensated current will flow like this. So simply I have to find out the current going from the battery. Okay, so IC is equal to 0.375, 2 in parallel with 6 plus 6.15. Now the current value is 0.051 ampere. That means what? When you do not connect ammeter, you will be getting 5 by 2 ampere. When you connect ammeter, there will be the reduction of this current. Okay, from 5 by 2, this will be reduced. Okay, you will get the rest of the current. You will get the rest of the current. That is the idea of the compensation theorem. Again, I will take one more problem. Okay, because it may not be a little bit convincing to you. So that's why I take another problem. Okay, so now we are going to apply compensation theorem. With the compensation theorem we are going to realize the nature. Okay, so suppose if you are having circuit like this, 3 ohm, here 3 ohm, okay, and again here 9 volt is applied. Okay, now I take another circuit. Here it is 3 ohm, here it is 3 ohm, 3 ohm. Wait a minute, wait, please wait for a few seconds. It can be anything as per the compensation theorem. Okay, so 3 ohm. Now somehow you find out the current because 9 volt is there. 3 parallel with 3 is 1.5 plus 3 is 4.5. That means 2 ampere current will be coming here. Then that will be splitted as 1 ampere and 1 ampere here. Okay, now what will happen here? 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 parallel 3 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay, so here already 9 volt is there. Okay, 9 divided by 3 plus Yes, sir. What is the current? You'll get a 9 by 5 ampere current. Okay, now you'll get a 9 by 5 ampere current. Again, how it can be, it will be distributed. Okay, once if you distribute this, here you'll get 3 by 5 ampere current. Okay, already 1 ampere is flowing. Now, because of the introduction of these 3 ohms, now the current is reduced. Okay, now the new current is 3 by 5 ohm. But what is the reduction in the current? Okay, I am interested in the reduction in the current. The reduction in the current IC is equal to 1 minus 3 by 5, that is 2 by 5. And again, the direction is upward. Okay, the IC will flow upward actually. Okay, so what is that IC? With the compensation theorem, how to find out? Now I know this is the reduction in the current, 2 by, yes sir, is it correct? 2 by 3? 2 by 5 only. Okay, yes, 2 by 5. Now I have to find out this value with the help of compensation theorem. Okay, now see, you apply the compensation theorem. What the compensation theorem is telling, remove all other sources. Okay, I have removing the voltage source means making short circuit. Okay, making short circuit. You short circuit the sources. Now this is 3 ohm. Okay, this also 3 ohm. This also 3 ohm. Now I should know what is my del V. Okay, what is the voltage that I should connect? Del compensated voltage. That is what is the original I? What is the change in R? Okay, the original I is 1 ampere. Now the change in R is 3. That means I have to connect 3 volt here. Okay, so along with this 3 ohm, and okay, this is 3 volt. Now this 3 ohm is there. This is a 3 ohm and one more 3 ohm. Now I have to connect the compensated voltage, that is 3 volt. Okay, now you find out this current IC. Okay, that is very simple. IC is equal to 3 parallel with 3 with the plus 6. Okay, with the plus 6. That means what? 3 divided by 7.5. Okay, 3 divided by 7.5, that is finally 2 by 5. Okay, that is finally 2 by 5 ampere. Okay, so I got the same current, compensated current here also. That is the idea of the compensation theorem. Idea of the compensation theorem. Okay, so you can take any problem, then you can apply this theorem. Okay, so bridge circuit is over. So next we'll go for maximum power transfer theorem. Next one is maximum power transfer theorem. Maximum power transfer theorem. Again, the maximum power transfer theorem generally works in conjunction with Thevenin's theorem or Norton's theorem, or mostly with the Thevenin's theorem. So most probably whenever maximum power transfer theorem question is given, you should know the Thevenin's theorem also. And this maximum power transfer theorem is always with respect to load, always with respect to load, that is with respect to RL. Whenever the maximum power transfer theorem problem is given, mostly it is related with the load only, because you should not apply this condition for the source. Okay, that I will clarify with some problem. Okay, now say for example, this is RS. Okay, this is Vs. Okay, and then this is your RL. This is your RL. Now they'll put arrow mark like this. That means what? Your RL is variable. Okay, so because you cannot vary RS, mostly RS is associated with the battery. Okay, that is the series resistance. You cannot vary actually. And again, okay, or if you think it as a Thevenin model, this is V Thevenin or R Thevenin. You cannot make any change in the R Thevenin because it is decided by the circuit, but you can make change in RL because now, as per the maximum power transfer theorem, you are given provision to change RL. You can change any RL from 0 to infinite. RL could be anything, positive value from 0 to infinite. But our aim here is, okay, see, Vs, Rs is fixed. Now you are having flexibility to vary RL. It could be anything from 0 to infinite. But At what point of RL exactly the maximum power is going to this load? Okay, exactly the maximum power going to this load. Once if you want to know the maximum power, okay, first power formula is you should know what is VL, you should know what is IL. Okay, then under what condition the maximum power is transferred? Okay, the power becomes maximum. When the power is maximum, the voltage may be maximum, current may not be maximum because voltage and current is not same because the relation is different, V is equal to IR. Sometime if the voltage increases, again you may think the current will increase because as per the resistor concept, but here it is somewhat different because see this VLIL, again it is not evident here because once I can replace this formula like this, because VL you can replace like IL divided by R, and this IL is there. Okay, now what is happening, this is IL square divided by R. Okay, this is constant. Okay, when I suppose you may think when you decrease R, your power is increasing. Okay, your power is increasing as per this formula, but that is wrong because when you decrease R, what will happen to IL? IL also will increase. Okay, when you decrease RL, what is happening? That IL is increasing. That's why you cannot come to any conclusion. Okay, because this IL and R is interrelated. This IL and RL is interrelated. If they are not interrelated, no problem. Simply you can tell. But this IL and RL is interrelated. Once if you decrease RL, this IL will increase. Once if you increase RL, that IL will decrease because that is evident from here because IL is equal to what? Always Vs divided by Rs plus RL. RL is in your hand. You can increase or decrease. But if you increase RL, IL will decrease. If you decrease RL, IL will increase. But in the power formula, it is making some confusion. Okay, you cannot come to conclusion finally whether the power is increasing or decreasing. That's why we'll take the help of the differentiation because you know whenever some function is there, say y, if you differentiate with respect to x that is equal to 0, then it precisely gives at what point of x the function is maxima or minima. Because when you have a function like this, see in mathematics, what you are doing the slope. Okay, you find the slope here, the slope could be anything, but exactly here the slope is 0. That's why the mathematics is giving the maxima or minimum value because exactly at the maxima or minima, when the function is like a curved nature, exactly at the maxima or minima, definitely the slope will be 0. That's why in mathematics, to find out the maxima or minimum, we use this concept. Even if the function is like this, then if you draw the line here, that slope is 0, then that is giving minimum. Then exactly to find out this is giving you the maxima or minima, we'll find out another condition, d square over by dx square. If this is positive, then that is minima. Okay, if this is positive, then that is minima. If it is negative, then that is maxima. Okay, that and all mathematics. So now also we'll use that mathematics to find out the maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, now IL is equal to Vs divided by Rs into Rs plus RL. Now the power is equal to I square plus RL. Okay, now next page I will write. Okay, this is your journal diagram Rs. This is RL. Vs, this is variable. So you are having this equation, I is equal to what? Vs divided by Rs plus RL. Okay, again the I here is equal to I load current because current and the series here is same. Current here is same in the loop, only one loop is there. Okay, either you write IL or I, no problem. Both are same. You can write it as IL also, no problem. Okay, then what is the power? Power is equal to I square RL. Now what is I square? Vs divided by Rs plus RL whole square RL. Okay, and Vs square. Okay, now before going to the discussion, we'll make some analysis. See, for example, when again RL could be 0 ohm, okay, RL could be infinite or it could be any value in between. What is happening when RL is 0? When RL is 0, see, you cannot touch any other component. RL is in your hand. When RL is 0, that is the maximum current that you can get in circuit. your IL becomes maximum. When RL is 0, VL is also 0, voltage is 0, then what happens to the power? Okay, what happens to the power? Because power means product of voltage and current. Here current is maximum, but voltage is 0. That's why your power is 0 only. Your power is 0 only. Here also RL is infinite. When RL is infinite, okay, this is infinite, then what is IL? Okay, IL is 0, but you can get the maximum voltage because I told you, even if there is no connection here, say if the situation is like this, if you make open, this is really open. Now you want to measure what is VL, okay? Then you simply apply the KVL. Finally, you will find that VL is equal to VS only, because you may have some confusion. Current is not flowing, then how the voltage is coming? That is possible. Okay, you have to just apply the KVL. That's why in the beginning itself I told you, okay, without current there may be the voltage, without voltage there may be the current. That is decided by the circuit and the KVL as well as the KCL. Because now the current here is I is equal to 0. Now you apply the KVL, then VL is equal to VS. Okay, that is the maximum voltage that you can get. Okay, the maximum source voltage. Okay, now what is the power? Now also the power is 0. The product is 0. Now you vary your resistance in between. Then you'll observe this curve. Okay, you'll observe at some point your power is maximum. Okay, at some RL, we do not know. We have to measure at what value of RL your power is maximum. Okay, so so the power is maximum. You are having power equation at some RL. At some RL, the power becomes maximum. What is that RL? Okay, now I am having power equation. Okay, power equation I am having. So if I simply differentiate that power equation, first I'll write the power equation. Okay, what is that power equation? P is equal to Vs square divided by Rs plus RL whole square into RL. This is my power equation. If I differentiate that power equation with respect to what, sir? Anybody? Rs or RL? With respect to what I have to differentiate to get the maxima? With respect to Rs or RL? Anybody?
RL.
RL, yes, because the RL is variable. So with respect to RL, I have to differentiate. Once if you differentiate, U by V formula you have to apply. Okay, then you'll get like this. I am not worried about Vs square, that and all constant only. Okay, so even if you take, no problem. If you don't take also, no problem. Okay, now okay is equal to 0. Once if you solve this, finally you will get RL is equal to RS. Finally, RL is equal to RS. Don't write RS is equal to RL, because your aim is to find RL. That's why you write RL first. Both are anyway okay. RS mathematically that is okay, but you have a practice like this. RL is equal to RS, because you want to find at what value of RL the power is maximum. So what it is coming, when RL is equal to RS, RL is equal to RS, the maximum power transfer is possible. The maximum power transfer is possible. Maximum power transfer is possible. Okay. So that is the idea. That means what? Here, at what value of RL the maximum power transfer is possible? When RL is equal to RS. Because you can take any value. You can take less than. Your RL could be less than RS also. Your RL could be more than RS also. No problem. But the power will be reduced. Okay. Power will be reduced. Okay. So at exactly when RL is equal to RS, you are getting maximum power. You are getting maximum power. Now I will take one simple problem. Then we'll realize. Okay. We will see what happens. So we are going to solve with the help of maximum power transfer theorem, 3 ohm, and yes, and one more thing, I forgot that I will wait. Okay, now the next question arises when RL is equal to RS. Okay, so what you have concluded finally, when this is RS, so this is also RS. Okay, now but this is the load now. This is the load point. But for the load you have connected RS, because that time you will get the maximum power transfer. Okay, now if it is Vs, then what is the maximum power transfer? Okay, what is the maximum power transfer? So under this condition, what is I? I is equal to Vs divided by 2Rs. Okay, then what is the power? Power is equal to I square R. Okay, once if you do this, again I square Rs. Okay, so you'll get Vs square divided by 4Rs. Okay, then what is that maximum power? That question they will ask. Okay, you have found out the condition for maximum power transfer theorem. Then what is that maximum power? That is source voltage square divided by 4 into this resistance, because this resistance and this resistance both are same. Okay, so you take one problem, 3 ohms, and here RL is variable. RL is variable, then this is 6 volt. Now, you know from your experience, the maximum power transfer is possible. Okay, P max is possible at where? At exactly RL is equal to 3 ohm. RL is equal to 3 ohm. Then what is that maximum power? RL is equal to 3 ohm. So I know the maximum power transfer is possible at RL is equal to 3 ohm. Now instead of RL, I'll put 3 ohm. Okay, 3 ohm. This is 6 volt. Now, what is that maximum power? What is that maximum power? Okay, so from this, you know, I is equal to 6 divided by 3 plus 3, that is 2 ampere. Sorry, that is 1 ampere. 1 ampere. And again, this current is flowing here. Then what is that maximum power? That maximum power is I square into R. So now this is 1 into 3. So 3 watt is the answer. Or otherwise, you can use that formula also. P max is equal to Vs square divided by 4Rs. What is Vs square? 6 square divided by 4Rs, 4 into 3. Then also you are getting 3 volt. Both are okay. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I am going to take some different value. Then I will analyze what is happening, because now I know the maximum power is getting transferred at exactly RL is equal to 3. Now what happens if my RL is less than 3 or more than 3? Exactly at 3, the maximum power is happening. Now I'll see here what is happening at 1 ohm. Okay, what is happening at 1 ohm, then what is happening at 10 ohm. Some extreme ends I have taken. Not extreme, some nearby values. Okay, I have taken. Now we'll see one by one. When RL is equal to 1, what is happening? Okay, definitely I know now the power would be less than 3 watt. Okay, because the maximum power is 3 watt only. Now the power will be less than 3 watt. Now we'll see. See, this is 3 ohm. This is 1 ohm. Now 6 volt is going. Sorry, 6 volt is there. Now what is the power? Okay, power. Again, you find out the current, then you know the power. Now the current is equal to 6 divided by 4. Okay, so 3 by 2 ampere. What is the power? Power is equal to I square R. Okay, 3 by 2 square into 1, that is 9 by, it is less than 3 watt. So yes, it is less than 3 watt only, because it will go like this. If this is maximum, then if you put any other resistance, then that will be less than what? 10 ohm. Once if it is 10 ohm, or instead of 10 ohm, you can take 6 ohm. 6 plus 3 will become 9. Okay, then okay, you take 10 ohm, no problem. So 10 ohm. Now this is 6 volt. 6 volt. This is 10 ohm. Now what is the current? This is 3 ohm. Now the current is 6 divided by 13 ampere. What is the power? 6 by 13 whole square into 10. Okay, just to find out what is the value. Somebody, if you have a calculator, please tell me. Yes, sir, something is going wrong. Is it correct? What is the answer? Okay, so 6 into 6 by 13.
2.13 watts.
Yes, 2.113 watt. Okay, so that means less than the maximum power 3 watt only. Okay, just we are verifying whether the maximum power transfer theorem is working properly or not. Okay, maximum power transfer theorem is working properly or not. Okay, now they will ask one more condition, one more question like this. Okay, under maximum power transfer theorem, okay, what percentage of total power, what percentage of total power goes to load? Okay, under maximum power transfer theorem, what percentage of total power goes to the load? Anybody? And you see, you are operating in the maximum power transfer theorem mode. What percentage of the total power goes to the load? Now for this question, okay, say suppose I am having a battery like this. Okay, battery like this. For a moment, I assume that there is no series resistance. Okay, there is no series resistance. Okay, now if it is like this, and I know when 3 ohm is there, that maximum power will be there, but the source resistance I have just removed because the source is absorbing some power. Okay, I already know if the 3 ohm is there, my maximum power will come. But for the moment, I am removing this. If this is not there, what is the power across this one? Anybody? If this RS is not there, okay, the power across this voltage into I, the voltage is 6 volt. The current is how much, sir? Voltage is 6 volt. The current is 2 ampere.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I am getting 12 watt. Okay, 12 watt. Sorry, so I think we are making a mistake here. Yes, it's not in this way. It's like this. Okay. Now, say this is 3 ohm. Okay, you are under maximum power transfer theorem. This is 3 ohm and 3 ohm. How much current is coming? 1 ampere current is coming. Okay. Then what is the power across the load? The power is maximum power across the 3 ohm resistance is 3 watt. Now, what is the power delivered by the source battery? Okay, so because the current is going in this way, now the power by battery, power given by the battery is equal to, again, what is the voltage source? Voltage in the battery. What is the current in the battery? Voltage in the battery is 6. Current in the battery is 1, so 6 watt. Okay, that means the battery is providing 6 watt power, but only 3 watt power is delivered to the load. Okay, remaining goes here. So that means what they are telling, even under maximum power transfer theorem, only 50% of the total power here, 6 watt is the total power delivered by the source, but but the load is receiving only 3 watt, remaining 3 watt is going here. So what they are trying to say, even under maximum power transfer theorem, only 50% of the power, 50% power is delivered to the load. Delivered to the load. Now, somebody tell me, if I am operating in some other mode, not under maximum power transfer, then how much percentage of the power will be delivered? Is it 50% or less than 50%?
Less than.
Now my question is, less than 50%. How? So you really have to take some examples, then only you can realize whether that is true or not. Because when you take different resistance here, you'll get different current here. Okay, I will take that. Okay, now, so now I'm going to take, if this is 3 ohm, okay, instead of 3 ohm, I can choose 6 ohm. Now, what is this? This is 6 volt. This is 6 volt. Okay, now I am not operating under maximum power transfer theorem. I am with something else. Now, what is the power delivered by the battery? Battery, first you should know this current. Okay, current here is 6 divided by 9. Okay, 2 by 3 ampere. What is the power given by the battery? It is 2 by 6 into 2 by 3. Okay, 4 watt. Now, what is the power across the 6 ohm? Okay, the power across the 6 ohm is equal to I square into 6 ohm, that is 4 by 9 into 6. Okay, now what is happening? 8 divided by 3 watt. Now, what is this percentage value? 8 by 3 compared with 4. Okay, so 2 by 3 into 100. Is it correct? Something is going wrong. Definitely. Yes, sir. Here something is wrong. Somebody please tell me what is it correct? Current, total current is correct. 6 divided by 9, 2 by 3. Okay, so I square 4 divided by 9. 8 by 3 watt. Yes, sir. Something is going wrong. Is correct or not? Because you are telling it will be less than 50%, because they are telling only even under maximum power transfer theorem 50% of the power is delivered to the load. But if I operate in some other condition, because 6 3 I have taken same here, instead of 3 ohm I am putting 6 ohm, I can put anything. Now what is the power delivered by the source? Okay, the power delivered by the source is 4 watt, but now the percentage is somewhat different. That means that statement will work. Yes, sir.
Maximum power na load equal to source kan.
Yes, sir. When you are in maximum power transfer theorem, this is okay, sir. This is a statement given in the book. Under maximum power transfer theorem, 50% of the power is delivered to the load. But when we operate in some other condition, okay, this is not satisfying. That statement is not satisfying. It is somewhat coming as a different answer. Okay, so yes.
Power I square இருக்குல சார் தப்பு தானே சார்?
இங்க தப்பு பண்ணுமா?
P6 ஓம் இருக்குல I square R அப்படினா P by R தானே சார் I?
I square R na I already தெரியும். So that's why directly I can take. அதுல எதுவும் ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லைங்களே. Okay, so we'll come to this later, but this statement is true. This will work. Mostly they'll ask this question under maximum power transfer theorem, how much percentage of the power is delivered to the load? Okay, so only the 50%. Now we'll see later what is this. Okay, some understanding is missing here. We'll see later what is that missing. Okay. Okay, now I'll take another problem, another question. 6 ohm 9 volt battery. This is variable, but I am interested. See, the circuit is given like this. Okay, this is source resistance. You are given provision to vary this RS, but I am not interested power across this RS. I am interested in power across 6 ohm. Okay, so at what value of RS maximum power delivered to 6 ohm. So can I apply the maximum power transfer theorem here? Because I want to find the maximum power at one resistance, but that resistance is not variable, but some other resistance is variable. Can I apply the maximum power transfer theorem? Because what the theorem is telling, if the situation is like this, when you want to calculate the maximum power across RL, if this is variable, then this could be equal to this one. But now the situation is different. Okay, you need maximum power across this one, but this is variable. Now, what is the value of RS at which the maximum power delivered to the 6 ohm? So what is the way? If you directly apply the maximum power transfer theorem, then that is wrong, because here the case is different. So that means by your understanding, okay, trial and error, okay, with your basic understanding, you have to apply. So basic understanding means RS could be 0 or RS could be infinite or RS could be anything in between. If you apply that understanding, okay, So my RS could be 0. Once if RS is 0, I'll get the circuit like this. 9 volt, this is 6 ohm. Then what is the power? Okay, what is the power delivered? Now the power is 9 by 6 whole square into 6 ohm. Okay, 9 by 6 whole square into 6 ohm. Or my RS could be infinite also. If my RS is infinite, now the circuit becomes like this. Now what will happen? You may not get any current because this is open, but you may get some voltage. Okay, finally your power is 0. If it is open, really the power is 0. If RS is short, you'll get this one. Or RS, you can take any other value. Okay, you can take RS as 3 ohm also. 6 ohm also, because you can take RS as 6 ohm also. Okay, once if it is 6 ohm, then what is the power? Power is equal to 9 square divided by 4 into 6. Yes, sir. Which one is greater? This one is greater. This one is greater. This, by common sense, I am applying this one. This is as per the maximum power transfer theorem. Anyway, at open circuit, I cannot get any power. Which one is greater? Case 1 or case 2? This I am calling it as case 1 by common sense. Here, this is case 2. Which one is greater? Somebody please tell me quick.
First one, sir.
So first one is greater because in the first case you are getting how much answer? 13.5 watt. The second case, how much? In the second case you are getting 3.375. Okay, here you are getting 3.375 watt. Then definitely the first one is greater. So by common sense you have to go, because you are not varying this one. When you are having given provision to vary this one, okay, the battery resistance you can vary. So when the battery resistance is 0, you can transfer entire power. Okay, the previous case is really different, but here you are given provision to vary RS. Okay, whenever you are given provision to vary RS, under what condition the maximum power will be transferred? Okay, when RS is equal to 0, the maximum power transfer occur. The maximum power transfer occur. Okay, so here you have to apply your common sense, not the maximum power transfer theorem. Maximum power transfer. Okay, so you please do not apply the MPT here, because here it is not valid. It is valid only when you are interested in a element where it is changed. Okay, see, if you want to find what is the maximum power transfer here, again